Okay, welcome to tutorial number 16, Introduction to Coldfusion. So, what is Coldfusion? Coldfusion is one of the easiest programming environments to use. It enables you to create powerful server-side web applications very quickly with much less code than other technologies such as ASP and PHP. Coldfusion integrates many internet technologies such as XML, Java, web services, etc. So your applications can be small or as complex as required. Coldfusion as an element exists of two main elements. One is the Coldfusion server, which I can run on a server or can run on your local computer in developer mode, so your own machine becomes a web server. And then the Coldfusion templates, which is similar to an ASP or a PHP template. It's a very simplistic way of putting it. There's lots more, but this is the main core of what Coldfusion is. So we'll have a quick look at the syntax. Coldfusion in itself is very similar to HTML, which is one of the reasons why we're using it as a programming demonstration for the Code is Loading project, because where you learn tags in HTML is where you learn tags or syntax within Coldfusion. So it always has an opening and a closing tag, and it has contents within, similar to what we just demonstrated already in HTML. So I'm just going to jump straight into a text editor now, where we can actually look at some of the code. So this is a simple text editor. You can use any one you wish. There's several demos on the Code is Loading site of things you can use. This is just a simple index.cfm page where I'm going to put some code in there now. So we'll start off with, so what I've done here is I've created a variable called testbar and I set it to John. So we're going to now put in the code. Hello. So when you output Coldfusion, it always starts with an opening tag. So this one is CF output, so Coldfusion output, and everything is encased in a hashtag. So I'm now going to put test var, and then of course the closing tag. So this has now put in the output going. So if I save this, again I'll flip now to my web browser, and refresh it. Here's a page of 4, and refresh it. Hello John, and welcome to the Code is Loading page. So we're going to go back to my text editor now. We'll add a bit more code in. We can put in there some functions of Coldfusion, for example, the full stop. Let's do a new line actually. Today's date is, then we can do another CF output, hash, and what we're going to do is we're going to build, use a built-in function of Coldfusion. This is called ls date format, and brackets, we're going to do now for today's date, and then we'll put how they want to format. So I'm going to do days / month / and then closing one, and then final hashtag and a backslash. So there we go. So we've outputted that. So we'll go save that, and we'll go back to our web page. Today's date is the 12th. So you can see it's very quickly to actually put some code in there. We'll go back again to my text editor, and we'll do a little closing tag to make sure my HTML is correct. Then what I'm going to do is we'll do a little bit of another example. So CF set number equals 1. So now what I've done there is create a new variable called the number, and I've set it to the value of 1. Now we could use a simple CF tag, like a switch statement. So CF if the number is 1, and I'll put the closing one in. The number is 1. So, oops, I don't need that. I'll do /p. I'm mixing my Coldfusion with my HTML. So on this page now, what I've done, I've got a little variable saying, if the number is 1, do this. So we'll save that. We'll flip back to my web page. So the number is 1. So the actual command has worked correctly. So again, we'll go back to my text editor. run an else statement in there. Now, the else doesn't need a closing tag, but it's actually encased within the CF tag. So I'm just going to copy this here, put that in there. I'm going to change that to 2, and we'll change our original variable to do. So where the code is going to execute now, it checks the number. Is it 1? If so, it does this. It's not this because it's now number 2, so it should output number 2. So we'll save that, and we'll flip back to our page and refresh it. The number is 2. We're going to add a little bit more of text into that, so I'm going to change the number to 3. So what I'm going to do here, I'm doing this quite fast. What I've done, I'm adding an else if. So the way the iteration is going to work is starting off, checking is the number 1. No. CF else is the number 2. Yes. If not, it must be 3, so output 3. So we save that and refresh. You can see now the number is 3. Now what we've got to do is make sure code. So if I change this now to 4, we'll see the problem here. Because it still thinks it's 3, because the last statement is whatever happens, always show this. So you have to be very careful in your coding to make sure it's actually put correct. So what we could do as well is do this, and we're going to do we'll copy the CF output, put it here. Actually, I'll keep this at 4 because what I'm trying to show you. And we'll put this on each one and save that, and we'll go back to the actual web page. We'll bite down with the code here. I haven't copied it correctly. A basic cut and paste. That's the desk between the desk and chair error, as they call it. So I'll save that and go back to the page, refresh this. You'll see the number is 4. So what we've done there is create in the code, very simply, to show you how to set a new variable, how to output a variable, and how to do an if statement to actually validate what that variable is. So you can see Coldfusion is very quick, a very limited number of code to actually set variables and output it. So that was just a basic introduction to Coldfusion, and we'll move forward. So for summary, Coldfusion is a tag-based language. It's very similar to HTML, extremely powerful language and very fast to learn. There's lots of resources available online. We'll do a few more videos on some Coldfusion, but again, this is the basics. Thank you.